Hi, folks, and welcome to the continuation of Dominion Online Championship 2020. And today I'm joined by ZWade.
Yes, hi, hello.
Yeah, and we are both now a long time ago kicked from the tournament, so we are commentating on other people playing. And today it's Cat of the Year versus Kayoshii. And yeah, it's a round of 16, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yep. Round of 16. Cat of the Year gets a 5-2 open.
Let's look at the
Um,
kingdom.
yeah, so this kingdom has most of the things that you want. It has draw, it has a plus buy, just doesn't seem to have trashing.
Yeah, um, but it has you can definitely draw here. You can definitely draw the whole deck here. I'm not sure if there is. So yeah, there is a royal blacksmith, and yeah, actually it's an interesting board, right? Because potentially you can make it to the kind of being control of your deck. But yeah, drawing coppers is ain't gonna be easy. It's really
Yeah,
interesting.
no, it is not. Um, yeah, this is very, very interesting.
So Lost Arts is a big deal here, maybe, because obviously, yeah, without any trash and the additional consistency would be uh, really really nice to have. And yeah, the only other village is quite expensive too, Bazaar.
So would you make, what would you Lost Arts here? Would you Lost Arts Harbinger to make it a cheap village, or something a terminal like Overlord or Scholar or something? Not Overlord's not necessarily a terminal.
I don't know.
Yeah, this is very very interesting.
Oh, so yeah, on 5-2, 5-2 is also kind of weird. I guess you might just take a relic.
Hmm.
It's you're definitely gonna want that. And to be honest, I'm not even sure you really want to try for this kind of controlled deck, because it's really expensive and it's really hard to build to get there. And the only benefit basically is, well, you're gonna you're gonna play the relic every turn if you get there, and then you're never gonna be guaranteed to draw the next turn, right?
Right. Pardon me. So Cat of the Year opens with their five and buys Overlord. Kayoshi opens Stockpile Stockpile.
Yeah, stockpiles, obviously stockpiles like the best card on the board. So maybe you can try and do this kind of basically just moneyish approach. So you can get a bunch of stockpiles, like two or three relics, some golds, and the weird thing is, Scholar kind of doesn't really work nice with this kind of deck, and Blacksmith is like also not very good, right? Because no copper trashing. So
Yeah. So
Overlord honestly is a bit weird to me.
mm,
And
yeah, I'm
yes,
surprised by the bizarre play. Um, I guess they wanted to draw a card, but Scholar does that better. Nomad Camp is more money and a buy. I'm really unsure why they played Bizarre here.
yeah, that's a bit weird. But on a bright side, they have five again, and I think that should be a relic. So what's Kayoshi going to do with this 7 and the buy? Might be two more
The
stockpiles.
Do you think two more stockpiles?
Well, honestly, I think so, yeah. Because, I mean,
I certainly don't mind Nomad Camp Silver here, if they're just planning on making it. As far as a single terminal goes, I think Nomad Camp is fine. They had to buy in a gold here, okay. Yeah, I still like the relic a little bit more than gold because the lack of draw really hurts your opponent. Or denying a draw.
yeah,
I should say.
I think if you buy a high cost treasure, you should start with a relic. Nomad Camp, yeah, I mean Nomad Camp Sewer or like Nomad Camp Stockpile rather, right? Sounds like a nice idea as well.
So here they played the Overlord as a scholar for the draw.
Yeah, it goes to the end of the shuffle nicely.
And they got the attack down with the relic. Um,
So, Cat of the Year does not have a single stockpile yet, I think.
Correct.
On 7, I don't know. On 7, they might as well get another Overlord. But, and maybe use one of those for a plus buy with Nomad Camp and maybe pick up a stockpile or two, well, depending on the draw.
Yeah, I don't mind Overlord here. Um, yeah, I don't mind Overlord here. I don't know. None of these seem like clear cut the best thing. Okay, so they end up buying a Nomad Camp. Kayoshii, we believe, picks up their 4 stockpile, and they have none in exile. So here, this is probably overlorded to a bazaar and then play the Nomad Camp.
Yeah. I always confuse the Nomad Camp with the Messenger in terms of, yeah, Nomad can't discard your deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having Messenger in this hand would have been much nicer, obviously. But yeah, really, I mean,
Sure.
it must be a bazaar, really. And that looks like a double stockpile to me. Or like maybe stockpile mission. Maybe you want to try and next hand is kind of terrible.
Yeah. I think that's a good tactical use of mission because you know that there's, uh, was there 3 estates and 4 coppers
Yeah, it's
down
just
there?
it's just
Yeah.
all garbage.
Yep. I like that. I wouldn't have thought about the mission play, but that was a good buy. Um, Kiyoshi goes ahead and is able to get the stockpile and get and a relic. So that relic is good.
So Kayoshi's going into the new shuffle here, and it's what, like 7. They might just get the last 2 stockpiles. Obviously, it would have been so much nicer to have 8 because I think it would have been nice to have a second relic into the fresh shuffle. But just denying the stockpiles, and the next shuffle he can spend trying to get more economy. And I kind of like the double stockpile play here.
Yeah, I like it too. That would leave the top stockpile split at 7-3.
Yeah, and
I think.
that's quite huge.
Yeah, I like the double stockpile here as well.
Yeah, the drawing 7 was a bit awkward. Goal, I mean,
Interesting.
I would think you'd rather start getting gold your next shuffle, and yeah, because now Cat of the Year can potentially get the last two stockpiles, and then Kayoshi has one of his in exile, and I mean.
Yeah. So now we'll see if Cat of the Year ends up going double stockpile here.
Yeah, and in this case, what would be the best way to play the Overlord? Might be if you know that you're just going to buy two stockpiles, you might as well play it as a Caravan Guard.
I was wondering about that. So when you play Overlord as a duration, it will stay out, correct?
Oh man, I'm bad with this. But I think that it'll take the effect on the next turn, and
Yeah.
whether it stay out or not, in this exact case, it's not relevant, right? Because he ain't gonna see it until the next
Right.
shuffle anymore. Anyway,
Yes, assuming that he doesn't play the second Overlord as a scholar. But yes.
he doesn't have a second Overlord.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah.
They did not. They bought the Nomad Camp. My bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Okay, so he does go for Caravan Guard. That looks clearly like double stockpile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, with 5. Okay.
So that's a silver for Kayoshi. I mean, looks reasonable.
Here, I'm imagining this is going to be a gold for Cat of the Year. It could be a relic, maybe.
Well, I think it should depend on whether he has, on how much money he has in his next hand. If he has like 5 next hand, then it should be a gold here. And if he has more, I mean, I think you want the second relic one day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me see. Was I tracking his deck well enough?
Could be mission. I th- I think the next hand might have another stockpile.
Yeah, they have 1 estate down there. They have 3 coppers and presumably a stockpile. Yeah, because we see the Nomad Camp. So that's 6 money.
Well, I mean, one thing you can do on mission turn, you can put the lost arts on something, but I mean,
That's true.
not a whole lot of targets, right? I mean, he has a single Overlord and a single Nomad Camp. One good thing about it will make future Nomad Camp buys more appealing, but I am not sure if that's enough of an advantage to go and mission specifically for that, especially if you can just if you kind of think you can buy gold the next turn. Yeah, you can. Uppo is right here. You can buy a debt cost card, like an Overlord, presumably, and try and repay some of the debt on the mission turn. I'm just not sure you really want another Overlord.
Mm-hmm. So as Cat of the Year decides, Kayoshi over there is sitting with exactly 8. Is it too early to be thinking provinces?
Well, he does have 2 golds and like a silver, but that's and a relic. That's about all his economy. I would think so. Yeah, all right. It is exactly 8. I don't know. I would maybe take like relic silver as Kayoshi and start greening from the next shuffle. But maybe
Yeah.
maybe
Okay.
green a bit earlier is also fine.
Yeah, I think I like the relic silver. I think there's still time to build here. I should correct myself. I said that Count of the Year is going to have 6 in the next draw. They have been attacked by the relic, so
Yeah.
they will only see 4 of their next 5 cards, which means they might not hit 5 or 6,
What they
depending
can
on if stockpiles the bottom.
what they can do here, they can just buy silver, save their stockpile. That's also an option, I guess.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't think either player is going to be able to double in this game at any point. Do you agree?
Yeah, that. I mean, I think it is possible to build to double on this board for sure, but it's probably not. It doesn't look like it's worth it, because the player who just starts green earlier, they can do it rather fast because of all the stockpiles, and by the time that the double bronze player gets there, it should be a bit too late. I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. So there is incentive to be the first one to green, which is what I think Kayoshi's decision is going to be. But yeah, all right, we'll see what Cat of the Year does here.
How did the split go? Is it 6-4? I mean
Uh,
the stockpile split.
I actually think it ended up 5-5
Oh,
because it
really?
was going to be 7-3 until they last bought the last 2.
Kayoshi's been a bit impatient here. I usually when my opponent takes like a lot of time of thinking, I usually refresh the page. It both checks
Yeah.
whether you disconnected, and also it kind of hints them at, hey dude, maybe you could go just a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm. So they ended up buying a gold here. They could have gotten the relics. Oh no, they couldn't have gotten relics silver. Oh, they had a relic down there. They didn't see there. It wasn't a stockpile. So they only had 4 this turn because of the attack.
Yeah, so stockpile is the last card apparently.
Or is it a third copper? Um,
Uh,
or another copper?
I, I
See,
I will
I
not
see.
I will not pretend that I know. I had a feeling that they have another stockpile here, but it's not sure. Maybe for cat of the year, another nomad camp would be fine. Venture.
Oh, I do not like venture with so many coppers here. I mean, oh, what are your thoughts?
Well, I I do not like venture, but not even because of all the coppers, but mostly because you only have one relic. Why not get another relic? It's a good card, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
obviously
So
for Kayoshi, I guess they don't have a single action card in their deck, so it's like venture kind of would make sense. But I think that relic is still just strictly better.
um, I agree. Yeah, I think venture is can be okay once you start greening. It's certainly sifts through greens and it's a guaranteed silver. Um, but I think it's just most likely going to be a silver pretty much most of the time because there's so many coppers and it's impossible to get rid of them. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you have five and you don't for some reason you don't want more relics, then venture is better than a silver here, right? And
Mm-hmm.
probably for Kayoshi, I mean, it must be better than a bazaar.
Mm-hmm. Now, venture does not count as drawing, so it would not get rid of the -1 card attack, correct? Because it just says reveal, discard,
Yep,
and then play.
yep.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I don't mind Venture on this board, but I would rather have a second relic as well. Your Cat of the Year hits 4, probably deciding between a Nomad Camp and the Silver.
I'm all in for a Nomad Camp. I think this deck is fat enough that you can support like two terminals basically, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I like the Nomad Camp here as well.
gets a silver.
Okay.
Silver and gold for Kayoshii. So yeah, this first board, not on the most exciting side of Dominion, to be honest, but
Mm.
that's what they drew here. How many stockpiles you want to play here? That's kind of weird for Cat of the Year to draw all the stockpiles. Not the
Ooh,
best draw, definitely. Um,
I'm surprised they played all of them. Yeah, I'm thinking Relic, Relic, perhaps Relic Venture. Um, by playing all of them, it seems like they want 2 of the 5 cost instead of a gold silver, but maybe they want a gold silver.
I really like Relic for them because they actually Kayoshi has at least 3 goals, maybe it's 4. So Cat of the Year does not actually have the whole lot of money, and I would say they're clearly behind at this point
Mm-hmm.
because most of
Mm-hmm.
their stockpiles, if not all, are exiled already, and the whole shuffle is ahead. And yeah,
Interesting. Fair enough.
yeah. That's I mean, if you draw if you draw your Overlord the next turn, you should be happy to play it as a scholar. Okay, so Cat of the Air does have 1 gold. They ended up buying a Relic Venture, which is, I guess, fine. I, I mean, I would maybe like to get like just double Relic, but so Kayoshi now in a fresh shuffle, and they start greening, and they draw straight 8 coins, which is quite nice for them.
Mm-hmm.
Cat of the
So
Year
I guess
definitely needs
oh,
more money in their deck.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely like Kayoshi's position here, despite Cat of the Year having 2 relics. Pardon me. Um, I definitely expect this to be a gold. Yeah.
So now this Overlord is kind of weird. You might play as a Harbinger here, to be honest. Top deck the gold because you don't want to scholar it because then you draw your Nomad Camp dead and the Overlord misses the shuffle and
If you play it as a Nomad Camp, you can get a province. Is that attractive?
thing is he's going into the fresh shuffle, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he only has like, well, 2 golds now, right? I don't know. It's hard to tell what's correct here because he's clearly behind no matter what. But I would maybe just try to top deck the gold and buy another one here and hope for the really nice draws the next shuffle.
Mm-hmm. I can see that. Yeah. Yeah. Cat of the Year is definitely behind here. Um, is going to go ahead and get the province. That might be a little, uh, just because they feel the pressure from Kiyoshi already having 2 provinces,
Yeah, I mean,
and they buy a third here.
I don't hate that, but yeah, there were other options too. That's clearly a Dutch here now already. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely a great shuffle to get
Yeah.
3 there. Oh, the venture into a gold. Wow, that's good. Now, Kayoshi had probably the better deck, but also had some good shuffle luck on their side.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, venturing to gold is not a big deal. The venture at its best is when it skips over the whole bunch of
True.
green cards. Yeah, and I think this turn actually he didn't need the gold, right? Yeah, he had a bit more, he had enough already. This should definitely be bronze for cut of the year here, like no matter what. So I mean, I guess it should be just a bazaar.
Um, or Nomad Camp. Depends on if you think your next card is going to be better or worse.
Well,
Drawing it.
I guess technically, yeah. Since you're that depends on whether you want to move to the end of the shuffle quicker or not. And given this hand, I guess you technically want to move to the end of the shuffle quicker to see all those nice cards again.
So, yeah. This is the first gold that we've seen. We know they've got another gold down there. I think I'm inclined to go Nomad Camp here because I think there's another golden relic down there, and I'm hoping that I can hit 8 again.
Oh, Caron, that was ballsy.
Uh-huh, yeah. That was crazy. Okay, alright. Let's see what this venture pulls up.
It might be.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
That's not enough. Never mind.
I mean,
I was
yeah.
very excited for a second.
What good does it do in the end? Yeah, Daishin Nomad Camp looks like. Well, unless what does the next hand look like? All the golds are gone. It must be like a second relic in there down there. No more stockpiles for sure. So the next hand, I think it should kind of suck. Maybe it's just a mission, and you can put the relic in play. I kind of like the mission here, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm double checking to make sure that the second relic is in the last 4. And I believe it is. What did they buy here? Oh, they bought an estate. Okay.
Well, and that looks like a GG.
Yep.
All right.
The year gave themselves a chance. They certainly gave themselves a chance, but having more money eventually won out in the end on this board.
Yeah, I wonder. I think mission on this turn was clearly like a better option than estate, knowing the rest of the deck's going to be not good and not knowing that they could put the relic in play. But yeah. All right.
Yeah, I agree.
So the first one goes to Kayoshi, and on to the next one.
All right, so let's look at this board. We've got good draw. We've got trashing technically exists this time with Salvager. It's not great. And Governor to some extent, I suppose. Not really great trashing, but it'll trash the estates. Not really great trashing.
I mean, the biggest question for me is whether you go for alchemists or not.
Okay.
And it's not an easy question, I'd say.
No, so on this board, I really like seeing the fairgrounds. I think that you can build big with a lot of different things, and fairgrounds will be worth a lot. But I will default to your experience with Governor because I always undervalue Governor, and then someone takes 8 of them and wins the game super easily.
Yeah, the problem with fairgrounds is both governor and Saliger, because the governor is crazy fast in emptying provinces, and Saliger makes it even faster because you can mill like there is no tomorrow. Oh hey, so Cat of the Year has 5-2 again, and again it's not a very good 5-2.
You don't like opening Governor here?
No, why would you? What will it do? I mean, I think the opening should be clearly Saliger silver, and if on 5-2 you just bit sad.
Okay.
I mean, the thing with the governor, you usually don't really want to open with the governor because, I mean, that's the same reason why you don't want to like open with the gold, because what the governor on the first couple of times you're gonna see it. I mean, what are you going to do? You don't really want to trash because that's as good. It's like opening with a bishop. And then you don't want to draw really because that's also just helping your opponent as much basically. And
Yeah.
then gold is not a card you necessarily want right at the start of the game. So uh,
Yeah, I see your point. So it's just too beneficial for your opponent too early on.
yeah. And governors usually it's usually really nice to have some other source of draw with a governor. So I'm wondering if alchemist is worth it, and I mean it might as well, right? Be worth it.
It could
Also,
be.
also by the way, the another thing that speeds up the game is mission, because that's a big deal for the governor deck, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Um,
That's a
so
very bad draw for Kayoshi here. He drew Saliger into no estates, and Cat of the Year went with a Salvager. I think it's you are very sad to do that without a silver, but it's the thing you should do. So Night Watchman here, I'm not sure. Apparently, it was their way to make Salvager go into the shuffle.
mhm. Yeah, I like the Night Watchman there because of that. It guarantees that they hit 5, and they don't probably need silvers because Governor will be providing silvers like left and right. Yep.
So apparently they decided not to overcomplicate this and just go for straight governor stack. This might be correct. I mean, yeah, there is also ranger, but using ranger, I think is too expensive because obviously you need the cities, and at this price point, if you hit 5, you just really want a governor, right?
hmm And the Night Watchman could become a Governor here.
Yeah, it could be a night watchman into governor and the mission, because then again the next hand is like what? Nothing too great.
But they end up taking gold, which leaves them without enough to buy a Governor. But they might be considering missionary. I'm a little bit surprised by taking a gold there. Okay, they take a second salvager. Does that imply that they're looking to get a village at some point? A city?
Not necessarily. It's just you. I mean, I kind of like the second salvager because you just want to see it more often, basically. Yeah,
Okay.
salvager. I think salvager is a very important end game card, and like in general, and on this kingdom as well.
Yeah. So is there any thought for um, Yeah, salvaging, but all the silvers that you guys, that the players are going to give each other is also pretty decent, I think.
Yeah, yeah. So here Kayoshi has what?
Eight.
Uh, 8 or 9. 9 is the maximum, right? If they trash the gold, but 9 is probably not worth it. I was wondering if they could bring it up to 10,
They
but
can bring it up to 10. Oh, wait, no, sorry, they can't. They
yeah,
don't have a ground.
it's only 9,
Yeah.
so probably just trash the estate, or to be honest, even maybe trash the copper.
And buy a governor.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Okay.
about trashing the copper is a better idea, but I mean it is a consideration.
Can I have to put a
No,
second
why?
night watchman?
I don't like that. I don't think. Well, I guess you do have a second salvager in the shuffle, so maybe it's not that bad. But it's just getting all those night watchmen, and it's not like you needed to discard some junk from the top of the deck because it was a clean shuffle. So I'm not sure if that was worth it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I don't mind the night watchman as far as in the deck because I feel like at least for the next 2 or 3 shuffles, at least 2 shuffles, they can become governors easily enough if needed, or cities if needed. Which once the governors run, cities are going to draw fairly decently. Um, but yeah, I don't know if it was the best card that could have been bought for 3.
I don't think cities are going
You don't
places.
think? Yeah.
Yeah, because uh, so if they both would take like a maybe a little bit slower of approach with alchemists, then maybe there would be a bit more time. But it looks like they are just rushing the governors, and that should be. Oh, hey, a mission here. Oh, hey, okay. I actually like this mission because that allowed them to, you know, to go through this hand,
Mm-hmm.
and that's you know, that's one way of making it miss. Yeah, that was a very good mission.
Do you discard 2 coppers and an estate here and to line up the salvager estate? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's okay to keep the estate. So I like drawing here as Kayoshi because he probably wants to go further with the deck. Mm. Here I think
Ooh.
here I think it should have been. Yeah, I don't like that. Here I think it should have
Yeah.
been a double governor and maybe trashing the night watchman instead of estate because I don't think there is making this governors miss the shuffle is a good idea.
I agree. I imagine this night watchman is going to become a governor. Okay, the silver does. Okay. So it ends up that they net 2 governors anyway, but instead of trashing a night watchman, they trashed a silver. So,
Yeah.
and an estate. So, I mean, maybe it's slightly better. Would you rather have a silver and an estate or a night watchman? I don't know.
It's just it mostly is about you don't want your governors to miss the shuffle. So,
Mm-hmm.
and here is an interesting choice whether do you really want to play this night watchman or not. And they decided they don't want to. Um, so wait a second. Who has the second soldier? I forgot.
Believe it's kayoshii.
Okay, okay. So in this case, he should take a governor here with the trash. I think.
Hmm.
Nope, just trash the copper. I think it would have been worth it to steal the last governor. There should be a mission here, I believe. Alright. Not the greatest mission here, but then again, you make this garbage miss the shuffle, so that's good.
Hmm.
I mean, now obviously you are happy to get an odd city or two if given you have the chance.
Hmm.
Like, I wonder if you want to draw the whole lot here. Might as well just, turn a night watchman into a city, salvage like the copper and get another city, something like that. On the other hand, you might just want to mission every single turn now.
I'm a little bit. If I'm both of these players, I'm starting to worry about the length of this game. I think that is. Um, it feels like at any point people can use their governors to start taking provinces really quickly.
Well, actually, now that the cities are activated, I think I don't like drawing more. And yeah, I would spend just a little bit more time, like this shuffle maybe, to get about. I think it's possible to get like three cities during two turns, right? Well, like your normal turn and the mission turn, and start provincing the next turn. But I guess maybe just starting on the provinces is also fine. It's just those cities going to be really useful the next shuffle.
Yeah, I would have liked that here too. Um, Cat of the Year, I believe this. Yeah, obviously the splits 5-5, has all five governors in hand.
Also, like leaving five provinces in the supply is a little bit scary, right? Because they have two turns,
Hmm.
basically.
Yeah, so do I use this first governor to gain a gold and then start drawing and start trashing out? I don't know how many golds I have if I'm Cat of the Year.
Not more than two. So I think you need more golds, like one or maybe even two, to get into the shuffle.
Cat of the Year can't know this, but Kayoshii does not have a good hand.
Well, he might.
Oh, you're right, because of mission, so it doesn't necessarily matter.
It's not only a mission. He's also getting a bunch of cards from the governors, right?
Hmm.
So
Oh, right, right, right.
yeah, but I think Cat of the Year's best bet is try to go for it here, one way or another.
Okay, so I expect this next governor to be draw, and then they're hoping they can province two golds. I don't know if I would have made the second governor gain a gold. Wouldn't have. I would have liked to draw with the second governor and reassess, because I know I'm going to have to draw. I don't know. It's close. But I'm forgetting that I have two turns here with mission. So as long as I hit four, this is interesting.
Yeah, you really want to draw your Night Watchman on this first turn.
Hmm. Both players still have 8 Night Watchmen. One is in the trash.
Yep. I still wonder about Alchemist. I think on some you don't. I think there is that's a question when you can just look at this board and say like, okay, I'm going for alchemist. But I think if you say you open with salvager and silver, and if you say draw 4 coins in turn 3, you might as well get a potion. And I think it might be worth it.
Yeah,
I can definitely see a good number of situations where you never get it, and it it didn't really look like they had a nice draw for like getting a potion, but maybe you even get it like the first time you hit 5 even. I don't know. So the next hand has no governors and at least 1 gold, maybe 2, depending on how many they get.
I think 2 golds here, 2 golds in the next hand. I probably want to governor the golden 2 in a state, or excuse me, a province, obviously, and buy a mission. Salvager. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. But I don't really have any attractive salvage targets. I don't know.
It looks like Cut of the Year is in trouble now, because
So they've got 15 in hand, playing the salvager.
probably just trashing a copper, yeah, and then Province mission, but getting 4 on the uh, next turn looks kind of not too possible, let's just say.
So they have 3 golds. Yeah, it looks really dicey.
I mean, let's just say it is impossible, right? Yeah, drawing a bunch of cards doesn't make any sense, because then, I mean, your only hope at this point is that your opponent can't draw, and if you keep drawing, it ain't gonna happen.
Well, so they can do 2 golds into that. If they salvager a province, it still only leaves them with 12.
No, it isn't. It is a mission turn, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, they can't. You're
Yeah.
right. They can't. Thank you.
But thing is, they can't go with more. They can't hit 4 bronzes, and any number of bronzes that's not 4 bronzes is losing, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's what I was missing when I thought they could win it this turn. But this is not
Not
season
really,
day.
not really.
Uh, I'm curious why you would want to take at least one.
I don't know. I think the best line for them would be, oh, on the previous hand to try and draw a bit less and try and maybe get some cities and try and get some more cities on the mission turn, and don't touch the provinces at all and hope for Kayoshi's dot. I mean, it's still a bit rough, but
Yeah, so I see Apostolo Solo. I have no idea how to say your name. I'm sorry, but I see the point about getting that. Um,
that's a GG, right? You can
yeah, it is.
empty the provinces here. Don't don't bother with pronouncing Apostle ruler name correctly. I think I think everybody just calls him Apple, and
Oh, okay.
it kind of works.
That's
I,
good to know.
I hope he's not offended by that.
All right. That's the second opponent's apothecary.
Right. So
So that's
Yeah, yeah.
All right, that was a much more exciting board than the first one.
I guess.
A lot less, a lot more corruption in that one. All right, so
Yeah. So here we have another one.
all right, so we've got trash room with lookouts. We've got plus buy with council room and stockpile. We have villages only a bustling village.
Which is like no village. Well, I mean, rather likely. Yeah, another weird board in terms of you kinda can draw. I mean, you kinda can build here hugely if you think that settler's gonna run and whatnot, but probably something like thinning it just a little bit, getting like all the stockpiles, maybe going for fool's goals and like council room, and it should be really fast.
Yeah, I like the foolish gold council room idea. I leaned towards Upperman when I first saw this board opening Fisherman plot on a 3/4.
Honestly, I don't care much about fishermen here. It's like
Okay.
uh, apparently cat of the year does, but thing is, I would think that you're mostly gonna be using council room, and it just doesn't go very nicely together with the fisherman and cantrips.
Okay, so Cat of the Year open stockpile Fisherman. Kayoshii open stockpile plot.
I would consider lookout plot, but that might be maybe just going for stockpiles is better. That should be a plot probably. Nope.
Yeah, I'm surprised by the skipping plot. I don't mind skipping lookout and going straight for Sentry. I think that's okay. Kayoshi picked up a Fool's Gold.
It might sound weird, but I don't mind skipping the sentry. You know?
Oh.
Yeah, I think you. So my plan with getting opening lookout plot here would be to like play a lookout two and or maybe like three times. You be pretty much happy about that, and then go straight for council room and stockpiles, and then maybe when you have this turn where you have like you when you trigger the plot, draw your council room, draw your stockpiles, you have a bunch of buys and a bunch of money, you get like another council room and a bunch of fool's golds, and then you just start provincing basically.
I like that. More of a slow thing. Yeah.
I mean, probably somebody like Freaky or Naismith will tell that you don't need a lookout for that. I'm not sure.
My only question with that would be lookout only trashes one card to shuffle, whereas Century can trash, I mean, it's less consistent, but it can trash two cards per shuffle. It probably averages out to slightly more than one. So it's just the advantage of getting the lookout in the opening buys versus Century in the.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Century is like a better card, right? But the thing is, you it costs more, and if you hit five, you are better off with the council room. Like here for cat of the year.
That's a good point. Opportunity cost, yeah.
Yeah, like for cat of the year, those fishermen are gonna start getting in the way, because I would clearly go for like council room stockpile now, and now it's kind of a bit, you don't want to have a deck of cantrips here. You want a deck of terminal draw here.
Mm-hmm.
So more stockpiles and even more stockpiles. But I mean, yeah, getting stockpiles is good, but you also want to draw them.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't had a council room buy yet. Cat of the Year could consider it. Oh, I missed that they bought these. Oh, they just bought Sinister Plot right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. They might be considering Fisherman, which I think is probably what's between Fisherman and Stockpile. Oh, they buy a Fool's Gold. Okay.
Uh,
I don't like the Fisherman there, but they bought 3 others already.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing it a bit slower than this board can be. It can be rather fast, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. All right, so with 7, I imagine they only nice. They don't. Yeah, they don't go ahead and buy the Stockpile, which I think is good for tempo, and they bought a Council Room Fool's Gold, which I like. And they have the Fool's Gold split 3-1.
Yeah, that's funny. That's you usually want to play a sentry first. So, all right, that's the turn with a huge amount. Well, let's just say decent amount of money and a lot
Yeah,
of
I
buys.
could see Council Room 3 Fool's Golds, but or Council Room 2 Fool's Gold in the Stockpile. But they've got the Fishermen's and Sentries in here, so Council Room isn't unbelievably attractive anymore.
Yeah, it's that's a problem, right? At this point, this deck, Council Room is not very well suited for this deck, like at all.
Does Kayoshi have any? They've got 1 Stockpile in Exile. I don't think it would be good for Cat of the Year to buy the last 3, but they could be considering it.
Yeah, I guess that would win them the split.
Yeah, I don't think that would help them too much. Yeah, I definitely like their game plan too. And it looks like they are going to go Council Room 2 Fools in a Stockpile.
All right.
Which, if they can just draw their cantrips before the Council Room every time, they're going to be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I, I still think even with this deck composition, you still probably do buy a Council Room, but so Kayoshi probably wants at least 1 stockpile here.
With 9 and 3 buys, yeah. Could be considering 2, I think, safely. And a Fool's Gold. I'm not worried about piles yet.
Yeah, I mean it's really hard for me to imagine that the piles are going to run here. I mean because simply there is no third pile.
Okay, so I got 1 Stockpile and 2 Fool's Golds.
Oh wait, that's a really nice draw for them, for Kayoshi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If
Let's see it.
if Cat of the Year won't take the last stockpile here, it would be like, um, you know, really really good for Kayoshi. So what do you think here? Province stockpile?
Oh, interesting. Um, I was thinking it was a little earlier for provinces, but I suppose it is not.
No, I think it's a bit late for provinces here.
Well, that's true. It's just true. But on the current game plan that they're on, interesting.
Actually, I would trigger the plot there for as Kayoshi. Huh? Why play the stockpile?
Uh, you're right. It did not give them No, it allowed them to buy a fool's gold.
Well, yeah, but I'm not sure if that's a
Yeah,
good
I'm not
exchange.
sure it was
I
worth
mean,
it.
I mean it's probably fine, but
If I'm cat of the year, I probably don't plot here because I'm pretty confident I'm going to have a really good turn. Yeah, they don't. Can double province here if they would like.
um,
I think that's pretty risky.
I mean, I think you kind of need to go for it.
Okay.
I mean, I mean, if they buy three provinces, I mean, your dashes won't save you or like whatever, what else you can do.
Very true.
So I think you just need to double here.
Yeah, I agree. And if I'm Kayoshii, I imagine I do pull the plot this turn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so they're going to buy one.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah, if they find their council room, which they're going to be able to look at the next three cards if they plot. Guaranteed. 25% chance here.
Well, actually, maybe getting a single province was fine, right? Because actually, given the situation now, I mean, what does Kayoshi do now?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they could go for it and hope that they draw their council room.
So they decided not to trigger. That means they probably just get like a province here.
Yeah, play two stockpiles, get a province.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Cat of the year is 5, 8, 11, 12 in hand, and three cards on the plot that they might probably pull.
So they're considering something that's not a province. I mean, double dashi. All right. Well, I guess then again, that makes Cat of the Year's decision less comfortable, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
what are they going to do now?
So it doesn't look like they feel comfortable pulling the plot and double provincing.
Yeah, think about so they only have three stockpiles between their decks now. So not the whole lot in terms of additional buys then.
Right. Once the stockpiles run for both players, they'll just have two. With one, if they draw the council room. Which Kiyoshi, if they pull the plot, they're guaranteed to look at the four cards at least, which is a 2/3 chance of looking at their council room.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Kayoshi just should trigger here no matter what and go for maximum points, which is
Cat of the year. Yeah, go ahead.
I wonder if they can triple potentially. It's
Yeah. So to triple, they would need to, I think, ignoring the money aspect for just a second, to triple they would have to hit their council room and hit the one. I believe they only have one stockpile
Mm-hmm.
left
Yeah.
to get that third buy, which is actually not super likely. They do hit the council room, which is really good. They
Yeah.
can trash both of those, which is helpful.
Unless, well, I mean, you do want to draw this stockpile, right? So yeah, I guess you
Yeah,
just trash the scopers.
yeah. I desperately would like to end it here. How much money do they have of Fool's Gold? 1 in
17, I
16 is
believe.
17.
Yeah, not quite there, but then again, you just double, right? And you know you
Yeah,
have at least a stockpile down there. So Cat of the Year can does yeah, if Cat of the Year can bronze double dash, they can win, and that's not too far off, right?
now they've got the stockpile in hand. This looks okay. Well, it looks feasible. They've got a second stockpile now. Yeah, this is looking pretty good.
Think you maybe discard this copper instead of trashing
Okay.
it. Well, I mean, don't quote me on that. I know. It depends on the size of the discard pile and how
Right, if
many.
there's going to be any overdraw. Oh. And it looks like they're
Yeah,
almost not going to
they
overdraw.
they handily can have it.
Yep.
All right, so that's the
Nice.
first game won for Cut of the Year. So we now stand at 2-1 in favor of Kayoshi.
Yeah, that was a fun game. I like that game.
Right.
Um, yeah, so I will wonder if Kayoshi had been able to draw their stockpile, if it wasn't in the bottom two cards, if they would have tripled there. I think it was very even right until the end, so
Yeah,
that was good.
quite so.
Well played, definitely. Oh, they didn't have enough for triple? Oh, they didn't have stockpile? I thought they had one stockpile left. Oh. So, never mind.
All right. So yeah, apparently they were not able to triple like ever.
Gotcha.
But I
So,
guess in this case, well, in this case you still. Oh hey, in this case you don't trigger the plot, right? When you already have your council room in hand, or didn't they? Did they have the council room in hand at the start of the turn?
no, they didn't have the
Ah,
council room in
okay,
hand.
okay, yeah. I mean, then you want to find it, but
Alright, so on this board, we've got Traveler Pages into Champions. We've got Scrying Pool, which is excellent draw. Mountain Villages and City Quarters, lots of draw on this board. Seers, Artisans, Werewolf, Cuts Purse. Again, we're pretty light on trashing on some of these boards, but we do have Replace
actually, I think I
and Enhance.
yeah, this board in the end you're gonna be pretty thin. It feels like anyway, because replace has nice targets to turn the coppers into enhance does as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
So how important is it to start going Scrying Pools? We saw Kayoshi open up with a potion.
I like that. I mean, the the only other opening I would consider is double page with trash and a copper, but probably I think it's both of those openings are fine.
Alright, so we get a Page Potion and Page and so kind of the ear does here. I like the enhancing copper into a page. I think that's good on here. I think there's plenty of draw. I don't know. I kind of want to skip Scrying Pool myself. Is that really a bad idea?
I wouldn't skip the pool here. yeah, I mean, but maybe maybe opening double page with trash and a copper is better than getting a potion because obviously your first pool does nothing to you. It's good
Right.
to start having them early, but I think it's okay to delay your potion on the second shuffle.
Yeah.
And then at some point you're gonna start drawing quite consistently. Then you can replace your potion right into something more appealing. I think
Yeah.
pools will just make your travelers go faster and whatnot. Just a very very nice boost to.
Fair
Oh
enough. And the attack could really hurt if it happens to hit one of the travelers of your opponent.
yeah. By the way, yeah, I don't really like cut purse just because before you hit your champion, you are really are limited in terms of terminal space.
Hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't mind almost seeing a mountain village there to potentially pluck travelers out of the discard and play them faster.
Yeah, that's a nice consideration.
Or enhance copper, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I'm surprised by the cuppers. Here they decide to enhance a potion into an artisan instead of buying a scrying pool.
All right. Uh, I don't know. I mean, artisan is a great card. Like on this board, you want to have like five of them. I mean, but
Yeah.
oh wow, that was like really nasty.
See, yeah, yeah. You're buying the scrying pool for the attack. Everyone knows that.
All right.
Oh man. All right. Probably considering another page here. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you want all the pages even if they do nothing for you just because of action density for scrying pools.
Hmm. Great point. Is there plus buy on this board? There
Yeah,
is not plus buy.
yes, artisan replace, enhance. Oh well, enhance is not a
Well,
plus
yeah,
bar,
there's
right?
extra gaining, but there's no technical plus buy, so
Well,
there's
yeah, yeah.
no reason to be gaining lots of money on this board.
Oh, I mean, I think that's a board where you get the hero because of replays and because warrior draw is not um, you know something you can't live without.
Hmm.
And those goals are going to be crucial for the for the end game because the more you have the I don't like playing it in this order, the treasure hunter first. Oh yeah, Apo is right here. You don't need to get those silvers because with Way of the Ox you can that's how the ways work with travelers. You can still exchange,
Hmm.
and you don't need to um, gain the silvers or like whatever. Mm,
Nice. Good to pull the artisan back. Yeah, I agree. I'm surprised by the gaining a silver.
yeah, it was two actually. So cut of the year definitely shouldn't play their treasure hunters as like treasure hunters.
Okay.
Mm, Top decking an action card just so that Scry and Pool can reveal it does not make a whole lot of sense to me. I think the better option would be to play Seer first, maybe. But I don't know. Maybe if you know there are no action cards down there, then maybe it's correct.
Yeah, although if you know there are no action cards down there, then the scrying pool is kind of nice to just discard one of them. I agree. It seems odd to me, the play order there. Here I'm imagining they're deciding if they want the treasure hunters as oxes or not, but I think that's just better.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they forgot that you can exchange those without gaining all the silvers. But yeah, they do remember. So yeah, that's clearly a better option, I think. Uh,
By an artisan, okay.
yeah, playing this black cat was kind of like, I don't know, a bit risky, let's just say, because you draw your warrior dead, and then you are like really sad. Oh, hey, there goes the cut purse. That's rather friendly, I'd say.
I'd say so too.
Yeah, it just doesn't do the whole lot. Mostly, mostly gets in the way. And the the thing is, that's not a board where they discarded your copper and now you are dead because you didn't hit 5. It's okay. You can get a mountain village. You can get like a black cat. You can. Oh, ouch. So
Oof.
here's a warrior trashed. Yeah, that's a bit scary.
Yeah, I agree. So that was the third warrior out. So I think Kiyoshi has one treasure hunter, but yeah, that's pretty painful.
Right. Artisan a replace. Yeah, yeah, I like that. That sounds good. Uh, by the way, one thing I guess that one thing against scry and pulls on this board is that well, buying scry and pulls you don't use enhance, you don't trash your coppers. But I guess it's really minor.
Yeah. I just noticed on the previous turn that Seer does not pick up Scrying Pool, which is obvious, but an interaction I've never seen before.
Yeah, yeah. Top deck and a seer is fine, but also top deck and getting a replace and top deck and a mountain village is also looked pretty appealing to me. Or like even a
Right.
page, because the sooner
Yeah,
you, yeah, go ahead.
their Mountain Village just pulled back a copper into their hand. It probably would have been nicer if it was just top deck. I agree.
Yeah, because those coppers are by far the worst cards on the board, and you really want to start getting rid of them. Why gain and sewers again?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Alright, that's gonna be a good mountain village indeed. Here they should enhance, I would think.
Enhance the Black Cat into or they could enhance a copper into a page.
Yeah, just kill the copper into like. Probably it's still. Probably they're still, quite far from having a champion, so probably a page is better at this point. Yeah, 10 replaces in the supply is weird.
Yeah, I agree.
Then again, I think as cat of the year you want to play a seer first.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely should
Good
get
draw.
a replace this turn.
Cat of the year definitely has a much more advantageous position.
Yeah, indeed.
I
I think they should maybe try and get a second artisan here, maybe. Yeah, I mean, you don't necessarily need to buy a second artisan because you can replace something into second artisan. But you definitely want more artisans, more replaces.
Yep. That was a good seer draw.
Yeah.
It looks like they've got a shot to draw their whole deck. How many cards did they discard? Just 2 coppers, I think.
I wonder if you want to get a gold with this hero, or if you just ox it,
Yeah, that's so interesting.
because those golds gonna be very nice for your deck in a couple of turns. But right now it does nothing to you, and you'd rather you still. I mean, this was a very good turn, but still the next turn you're not guaranteed to draw this nicely. I think you want to concentrate on thinning just a little bit
They're
with
the game
those.
they replace.
Yeah.
The top tiger a place to draw. That's understandable. So they've got 4 coppers left. That's their entire deck. Do you replace a potion into an artisan, or are you still wanting to buy another scrying pool?
Mm, I'm sorry. That, by the way, I don't think that's a good order. You should probably play I mean, should probably play the hero first before the warrior, so that warrior hit more. Uh,
Good point.
I don't know. I would. Uh, that's you either buy a scrying pool or you. I think no matter what, you just want to kill a copper. So here you maybe like get the gold and buy another artisan and kill the copper, because states are much more easily drawn with those seers.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and if you're gonna get a second artisan, you're gonna have like a lot of those seers, in no time. So coppers are like extremely bad. You really want to get rid of those.
Yep, so they do trash a copper. At this point of the game, do you favor black cat over page? Probably.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean you don't really expect that you get more like warriors or heroes from the pages you're gonna get on this turn. So they decide to go for Mountain Village. I mean, yeah, top deck in Mountain Village is fine, obviously, but
And it looks like they're intending to buy a scrying pool.
uh, I think you want a second artisan at this point. And if you do that, you probably just enhance the potion.
Yeah, I think I agree. But they take the scrying pool, so they should. Oh, and they got the champion in the opening hand, which is always nice.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it is crucial on this board, right?
Right.
Because of Way of the Ox, I mean, you are kind of likely to get it anyway. Interesting.
That is very interesting. That's so they wanted the champion in their shuffle, which I do understand. I think there was a bit of a misplay. Cat of the Year had a couple of opportunities, either by discarding the copper or by playing the hero before the warrior to force Kayoshi to
Yeah, yeah,
shuffle.
yeah.
But I still like Cat of the Year's position.
Oh, here's a hero discard, but hero discarded is fine, right? Because of the mountain village.
Yeah.
Well,
Just trashed Mountain Village. If
but
you're Cat of the Year, do you allow one of the warriors to become a hero so you can start replacing gold more consistently?
yeah, but maybe not exactly right now. I mean, I definitely want another replays here. Definitely want more coppers turned into black cats, and then you just need to look at the state of your deck at the end of the turn, and then if you think that you are drawing the next turn, then yeah, you can turn this warrior into hero. Okay, undo request cancelled. Well, was it denied? I don't know, but yeah, I mean, it is. I would allow this undo request, but I can't really judge not allowing it. It's okay because Cat of the Year already seen the cards they drew with the scrying pool,
Mm-hmm.
but
Right.
it's okay.
What would be the advantage of Cat of the Year in discarding the estate instead of forcing Kayoshi to top deck it?
They want to play another warrior and trash something meaningful.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah,
Thank you.
another replays here, nice. Yeah, definitely can kill the potion now because I mean you are probably good with the scrying pools. And another artisan would have been really good. They still top deck the estate.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's funny.
Old habits die hard, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I suppose I like enhancing the potion into an artisan over buying another scrying pool.
Yeah, I think they kind of underplayed this turn a little bit by only still having only a single artisan at the end of the turn. So yeah, it could have been two artisans, two replaces, and no.
Yeah,
I mean, pool is a great card, but you kind of draw in already. You don't really need another one. It's just I'd say that should have been like an artisan one way or another, and then you just start greening. You exchange your warrior and start greening on this turn, on next turn for Cut of the Year,
yeah, I agree.
and you can start greening quite aggressively.
I agree. So the question is, can Kayoshi come back here?
Um,
Buys an artisan instead of a province. I think that's probably okay.
the problem for Kayoshi is that they have, 4 silvers are missing from the supply, and all of them are in Kayoshi's deck, and that's like a huge
Yeah.
problem. And also they've trashed a bit less coppers, I believe. So yeah, they're definitely like seriously behind. If a cut of the year starts doing all the replace stuff like this turn, I mean, they did not exchange the warrior. They only have one artisan, but still, I think they're like too much ahead.
Yeah, I agree. That looks like a handful of good cards for Cat of the Year when you don't have to worry about terminals.
Yeah.
Yeah, 95% win, definitely.
Yeah, even if cut of the year does not do it like optimally or something, it still should be pretty much won. But yeah, they do replace the potion, and
Mm-hmm. If I'm Cat of the Year, one of my only considerations is probably drawing with everything but um, Black Cats, and then using the artisans to top deck Black Cats, so they're always in my opening hand in case Kayoshi provinces. But I mean, everything's going very well for them.
well, black cats ain't gonna do. Black cats just going to be labs, right? It's not about cursing, because Kayoshi is about to get his champion in play, so
Will champion block the Black Cat? It would block the reaction because it considers it an attack.
yeah, it
Oh,
isn't.
I
So
did not realize that.
yeah,
Gotcha.
it ain't gonna work, I think.
Champion would not block Egg though, right? Ill-Gotten Gains, because it's
No,
not considered
no,
an attack.
no. By the way, but I think you can. Oh, wait a second. You can still reveal it, right? You can still reveal it.
Oh yeah, and draw with it.
Yeah, but I mean, the only advantage is that you'll be able to draw with your black cat twice, right? During your turn, because of the no action aspect is present. Uh, so yeah, it would have been so much nicer for cat of the year to have this what you call it, um, hero already on this turn, because getting a couple of curses in with the replaces would have been great. I think that they should consider getting a bronze here. But I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. There is a number of ways they can do it.
Mm-hmm. There is a chance Kyoshi here does not draw. We'll have to see what happens. But with so many silvers in their deck, I don't believe they've had to discard any, so they've at least got. Do they have 3 more silvers down there? Yeah, they've got
Yeah,
3 more silvers in the 13 cards, so.
And as far as copper trashing goes, well, I guess actually Kayoshi trashed some coppers, right? They've trashed 3 coppers, so it's not nothing. But yeah, it's still gonna be pretty hard to draw because also the Cat of the Year has more pools, and yeah, so they kind of drag in the game now, which I think is not necessary for them. But they got okay. They got 2 heroes here, which is good.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
good.
I don't like buying the replays because I think replays is it's better to be gained in the midturn with like your artisan. You can just buy a seer, which is probably better to have in the at the start of the turn or something, because now I mean he's probably drawing quite conveniently, but he's not guaranteed to draw, right? And that's the only way he can lose the game if that somehow he doesn't draw.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, Kayoshi is at the moment. They just gained their first place.
I wouldn't I wouldn't top deck a well, okay, I guess you can top deck a pool for the next turn. And like a black cat, yeah. I mean, I guess you don't need to draw further here.
The cat's a betrayed cat of the year. The champion blocks them.
Right. It's a black cat of the year. You can gain 2 more replaces here. How about that?
If you gain 2 more places here, could you
And
do?
and like a bronze or like you can get a replace and 2 bronzes here and hope for a
Yeah,
miracle.
I do like that.
I mean, yeah, I think for Kayoshi right now it's better to just slam the bronzes as much as they can, because they definitely win. They definitely lose the long game because their deck is so much worse. And they don't have any warriors, right? Or so yeah, they can't go for to they can't print the gold really.
Get a seer. If this is another seer, it feels like they're playing a little bit for the long game.
Yeah, by the way,
Uh,
at this point, werewolf is it should be better. Well, I mean, technically, it's not strictly better, right? Seer can potentially draw 4 cards, while werewolf is only 3. But it's not too probable.
by an artisan. So how many gains does Cat of the Year have? 5 with their place, 3 with artisan, 8 games, and a bye.
Um,
Uh,
they might. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Okay,
I think
yeah, they should be able to pile here, right? Because replays piles. One thing they need to consider, they shouldn't play all the pools because pool. The things you're going to replace, you can just top deck the actions and then a single pool draws them all. I think yeah, I think it's just you gain 2 replaces and then play your 6 replaces into 6 seers and then it's not enough, right? Wait a second.
Uh, well, they've got 2 artisans, so they can gain the 2 black cats, and then they would need to buy a duchy or enhance advance that gold into a province. I think they do have a win here. It's. I say that though, I'm not entirely sure what they're trashing, so.
Right, they don't need to go for seers, right? They can go for artisans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
can trash a seer into a replace, a mountain village into a replace, draw them both with scrying pools, and something else. I don't. I'm a little bit concerned if they have enough. Um, Not enough gains, but enough things to trash. So that they could. But if they went for the mountain villages instead of artisans, they could trash 2 estates in the mountain villages. They still have 2 more. I don't know. It's complicated. I think there is a victory here, but it's so complicated and Cat of the Year already has the advantage. It might just be simpler to go for the scoring, but I
Oh,
think there's a win here.
yeah, there must be. There must be. I mean, if they they definitely need to be certain about it. Apparently, they're thinking about it right now because I mean,
Yeah, or they're disconnected and we should refresh our browsers.
right. Well, they can. The problem is all the coppers are at the bottom down there, right?
Yes.
Which is not the
I don't
whole
know.
lot, but I think it's 3. I think they still
3
have 3
coppers.
coppers. Yeah. And the rest, they must.
Okay. Two
Is it
coppers.
2? Well, it might be 2. I don't know. But what's the rest of the cards? No silvers, no more golds. I don't think there are more pools, right?
They've played 5.
Do
Does
they,
Kayoshii only have 2? Yeah, I don't think there's more pools.
another artisan, right? They do have 3. Is it true, or did Kayoshi get a couple the last turn? Oh, no, no, no. Kayoshi has 3 artisans actually. Okay.
Yep. Um, one card is a replace down there, I believe. Because they have 5 replaces, and I only see 4.
Okay, well, he's definitely going for it now. Interesting. So do they play Black Cat or a pool right now? Probably, yeah. Probably they just keep going, right? With the replacing and then draw with the pool.
Yeah. Yeah, this looks good. Um,
Yeah, yeah. That's a very good play. You use your pool wisely, right? You top deck everything and then like draw everything. So what's
yep,
left?
that's. Uh,
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Replace an artisan into an artisan or replace a gold to a province.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, use artisans to get touches. There's a lot of opportunities here.
Yeah, well done, well done. I mean,
Definitely.
they were like extremely ahead, and maybe they could have been doing it. Maybe not the previous turn, but I think it could have been maybe a bit faster. But still, they found the win, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that makes them tied, right?
Yeah, 2-2.
All right. And 5 minute break. All right. I'll actually use it too. All right, so we still have the break apparently. So far, the kingdoms they drew were not like super tricky, right? So the first one was pretty moneyish. Then there was this I forgot something not moneyish but rather straightforward, right? And then there was this stockpile. All right, governor mission, right? Yeah. I mean, it was also pretty fun. They kind of joined into really fast kingdoms, right? Because the third one was this what you call it, the council room, fool's gold stockpile thing. Yeah, and this one, I guess, I mean, I guess it was still a pretty fast board.
All right, looks like they're ready.
Certainly looks like it. Okay, here's a new kingdom.
All right. Let's see. So we've got we've got villages with cities. We've got buys with pawn. We've got triumph and alliance, which seems like a lot of points. Triumph is the one that gives you a point for every card you've gained. Yeah.
It's really funny how Cut of the Year has a 5-2 gain for like a third time in this match, I think.
Yeah, they've gotten 5-2 a lot. This 5-2, it looks decent enough, I think.
Well, I mean, you get your Jester, right? But I mean, you actually it's fine because you get Jester Engineer probably.
So what are you building to on this board? Are you wanting to build towards Alliance Triumph?
I think no matter what exactly you do, you want to triumph. I mean, yeah, triumph was crazy, and you can, every time you look at you see triumph on the board, you think like, how can I gain a whole bunch of cards? And you can do it here with Slay, and you can have plus buy here. You can get you can also get some cards with Jesters and Engineer. I mean, you can have the turn where you can like triple triumph, and it's going to be a crazy amount of points.
I see. So in this case, Alliance is probably just too slow.
Yeah, it's not worth. By the way, here's like a really high roll of Jester Heat. Yeah, that's a high roll and a half. Yeah. Yeah, sure. You probably want to top deck this research with the Slay. I mean, that's nasty. I guess.
Yeah, if they top deck,
Yeah.
go ahead. If they top deck the research, they are guaranteed to draw an estate in their next 8 cards.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, that's really good. I guess not guaranteed. The estates could be the 3 bottom cards, but most likely to.
All right. What are they thinking about? I wonder. Oh, okay. I guess they may be thinking they want to top deck something else. The thing they buy, right? But top deck and the research looks pretty damn good. as that's the same situation as with the previous board. The coppers are extremely bad, and it's even. But I guess you can just get like a couple of researches, and a couple of researches should do a nice job eventually on your coppers. Yeah, that's a good point, Simon. You can top deck both Herald and research. The only thing is, I mean, well,
Of course, you
actually,
could do that now on top deck Slay and Herald, right?
oh, right.
Oh, just Slay.
The only good thing about top deck and a Herald would be it would make all this crap miss the shuffle. I think, right? Or
I'm not certain, but definitely Cat of the Year had an embarrassment of riches their opening shuffles. That's been pretty good.
yeah, I mean that's not exactly. I mean they were not able to buy anything here, but that's. I mean, hey, they can still get an engineer, right? Yeah. It's 2-2 Haka. I'm not sure if you're listening. Probably just double Herald here with this engineer.
Yeah, I like that.
So yeah, I mean you want all the heralds, all the slay basically, and some pawns on top of that. I think that's another engineer easily gets a pawn. All right.
Okay, so picked up the +5 for both of them.
Yeah, I mean,
Imagine this is. Oh, go ahead.
I mean the buying the pawn is not like critical, because you can gain it in many ways, like with engineer with transmog maybe eventually if you decide you want one. It's
So
been
with Forest,
yeah.
probably Herald could be a researcher at Transmog to keep trashing those coppers. It's a Herald. Okay.
Yeah, I would kind of like to see another research there. Oh yeah, that's that's a nice joke. I think if Swindler shows up in game 6, that's really bad news for Kayoshi. I mean,
Well, I mean, Cat of the Year is going to open with a 5-2, so they're going to miss the Swindler. So.
yeah, that's that's also true.
All right, so they've got 8 here.
Time for a bronze. I guess you can top deck this. Oh, hey, they have actually. They should have been overpaying for more because they have some horses down there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised they only overpaid 1.
All right, that's a nice heat.
Man, that's a really good hit. Oh, man.
Woof.
Someone get Cat of the Year lottery ticket, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah, and I still think I like another engineer. I mean, yeah, you can top deck a couple of horses. That'll also be good, but your deck is, you know, you're drawing very nicely, but your deck is a little bit flat at this point. You only have like a single pawn for a potential plus buy. You kind of want more gains, and this point I think engineer is simply the best source of gains. I mean, as opposed to a jester.
Oh yeah, so Jester, I guess, would count for Triumph if you end up gaining a good piece or a bad piece. Doesn't matter, it counts for Triumph. That's interesting.
Yeah, but jesters. I mean, it definitely can high roll, but it's not like a strongest card ever or anything. I would certainly prefer having more engineers for my gains. Well, I mean, at some point they're gonna be aiming to get some cities, maybe. Well, I mean, extremely likely, right? Because heralds are uh, just about to run out.
Yeah, at that point, definitely cities become very, very attractive, as well as starting to pick up more slaves. Oh, okay, we got the first city taken.
Yeah. Ain't too shabby, huh? Those heralds
Yeah, wow.
masterfully missed all the coppers. That's nice.
Yeah, that's incredible. Oh my gosh.
But still, uh, that would have been so much better if this deck had like an engineer this by this time.
Mm.
Probably you play the Slay now and the Trigger.
Is there last hand in the discard?
Excuse me?
Uh, oh no, they've got two coppers in the discard. I was wondering if their last hand was, but Cat of the Year just has two coppers from the Jester attack in the discard.
Hmm. Yeah, it's all right. It's probably, yeah, okay. I agree with that. It's probably better to slay now and then play a horse, draw the last copper and the horse,
Mm-hmm.
and have a horse top decked.
Which will give them 10 and presumably two buys, maybe 11 and two buys. Yeah, I mean, this is an incredible draw for Cat of the Year, but how reproducible is it with eight coppers and an estate still in there? Seems a bit of an outlier draw.
I wonder what should they buy here. I still, I still definitely want at least a single engineer. Maybe double engineer, but probably double engineer at this point is a, heralds are about to run out. You still want a lot of pawns, a lot of You know what? Probably double engineer. I still think it's worth it. Engineer journeyman. Yeah, I guess. I guess you can't really expect that you just magically gonna draw your whole deck the next turn again. So
Right, yeah. My only concern about Journeyman is if it wasn't for all those heralds hitting heralds, there's still only one terminal space on this in their deck. Um,
I mean,
maybe
you can definitely expect to have some number of actions, but yeah, eventually you just want all your terminals to be slay, right?
right. So they decided to save the horse and not top deck the next one. So they have three horses randomly instead of one horse on top and another one randomly, which is probably okay.
Mm, yeah, I mean, I would prefer to top deck one, but it's okay. Maybe maybe having three randomly is a little bit better because of the nature of draw, because of heralds. There,
Yeah, perhaps.
yeah, but
That's an interesting consideration.
usually you probably want to top deck rather.
Yeah, I don't. I think there's a lot of different directions they could go here. Um,
I don't know. It feels to me basically you just want gains.
yeah, yeah, I really like the engineer pickup, and I'm just not sure what the second one is. I mean, maybe a double engineer, but maybe a city. I just don't know. It's so hard to evaluate the quality of their deck because their heralds high rolled like unbelievably crazy, and so I don't really know what their deck needs.
Well, I definitely want them to have this second research eventually because yeah, it would be nice to get rid of those coppers.
I
Engineer
agree.
Herald top deck
Yeah,
horses. Yeah, that's also like a pretty good way, dude.
yeah, yeah. The herald split is very one-sided at the moment.
Right.
Yeah, I really like a second research
Oh,
too.
hey, here's an engineer. Yay. And yeah, apparently they're doing exactly what Shakalaki suggests here to get an engineer and top deck the couple of horses with the herald. And again, it's a beautiful hand.
Mm-hmm. That's very nice. All right, Kayoshi has a little bit of a terminal collision here. If they trash a copper, they can hit four and buy a herald. They can top deck it with Slay. Seems okay.
Yeah, but obviously it doesn't really go their way. It's pretty devastating, and it's I mean I'm not sure if that's indicating of their bad decisions in this game. Not necessarily so.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're saying. Um. Yeah. That early Jester hit for Cat of the Year was unbelievably huge for the research.
Oh yeah, at least
Because they
that's
do.
Herald.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, and the biggest problem for Kayoshi was not that the research was stolen, but that it disappeared from the top of their deck. So
Mm-hmm.
that was the biggest problem there. This pawn definitely needs to be a plus buy. Oh hey, so those heralds are not always like the magic sort of heralds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is what I was worried about with their lack of terminal space.
Mm. Yeah, uh, this I think should be trash an engineer into two heralds and buying another engineer.
What about trashing an engineer into two heralds and buying a city?
You can't.
Oh, you're right. You can't
Yeah,
because then you wouldn't have the two from Jester. Yep.
but I would definitely play an engineer here just because uh, Cat of the Year knows that Kayoshi also has an engineer now, so it's just emptying those heralds would be just sealing it basically.
Mm-hmm.
That is probably just top decking two heralds here.
I think I like. Yeah, I like that better than a city for five. But yeah, I agree. I like the engineer play a bit better. And I wouldn't mind another pawn with the three that they did have. Or maybe a sleigh. But, alright.
I wonder if they messed it up slightly here because yeah, the timing is a bit tricky because you can top deck. I think it is possible to top deck two heralds, right?
I
Did
don't know. That was mentioned in the chat before as well, but they didn't take advantage of it if they could have.
Yeah.
A couple times now.
I mean, it must be. I mean, why wouldn't it be possible? Maybe they clicked on the.
So the Herald does say that you can put a card from your discard pile when you overpay from it. And maybe it's not considered gained until after you overpay and then your discard, so you can't gain itself. But I thought they had a Herald down there. They didn't. It was fresh draw.
Huh. All right.
Here the Heralds do play pretty well with each other.
Yeah. I mean, the. To slave and engineer. Yeah, either to slay or like slay pawn. Because you probably you ain't gonna start getting the triumphs right away. Probably you want to build a bit more, and at some point you do want another plus buy. You want at least two pawns, I think.
So as far as money breakpoints, is the goal to be able to hit 10 so you can buy 2 triumphs in a turn?
No, 10 is 3 triumphs. And
10 is 3 triumphs, yeah, you're right.
yeah, and you probably want that, but I don't think you really need golds. It's just
No, you don't need golds, no.
just those coppers are not exactly disappearing from your deck right away, and also maybe you pick like another jester. I mean, I don't necessarily want it right now, but it's just yeah, you're gonna need just a little bit more money eventually, and maybe the jester isn't the worst way to get there. Also, the pawns provide you a little bit of money, so there is something to that. Yeah, second.
Yeah, because
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so with the second pawn, they can trash another copper and still be able to hit 10. Yeah, they're deciding what to get here with the engineer. They've got a plus buy in hand with the pawn.
I'm not a huge fan of taking this last herald because both cities belong to Kayoshi.
Right, I'm thinking that as well. I'm wondering if they're thinking double city here.
I would take another engineer still. Yeah, they kind of neglecting the amount of gains here apparently, but it probably still gonna work out quite nicely because they were drawing so nicely.
At least one of them is drawing nicely. Kayoshi is
Yeah, sadly, Kayoshi's drawing luck here is not as impressive.
they set aside 5 cards by trashing a jester.
Oh, that looks reasonable. Okay, so here we can see Cat of the Year missing the draw. Silver is like the best card for Kayoshi to reveal, because if Kayoshi gets the silver, it's like whatever, and Cat of the Year getting the silver is like I Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, yeah. I imagine they're going to buy a city here.
Yeah, but I mean, then again, it can still be like an engineer or a jester,
That's true.
because you really need to start getting more slay at this point and whatnot.
So I missed it, but Kayoshi did invest in a second research, which we obviously like.
Yeah. They take a card and a buy. I think I like that. Yeah, that was a rather good turn for Kayoshi. Obviously, it was partly because of they, they set aside 5 cards before it.
Mm. Yeah, that helps.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's a good herald.
I mean, Cat of the Year is kind of guaranteed to draw, right? Because he just bottom decked most of his heralds, most of his actions. So
Very true. Yeah, I think they've got the ability to draw their deck at this stage. Certainly, if their herald hits one of the cities that they bought.
yeah, I mean, most of the discard is coppers, right? But still, the only
Yeah.
the only thing I like going for Kayoshi is that despite definitely being extremely far behind, they they get more slay. They have three slay already, which is something that you want to do, and that's something that Cat of the Year doesn't really do up to now.
They might be considering playing this engineer before the shuffle to get 2 more, perhaps slays.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense because that will give this all those heralds a higher probability of hitting.
Yeah, I would have liked that. But their herald does hit a city, which is great for them.
And hey, more slay, that's good.
And they get a
They
slay.
they can react with the slay and put the slay instead of their slay in hand. So
Okay, so
well, they almost got there. Do they have 9 coppers now?
yeah, they do.
Oh,
Because of the jester attack.
so that should be a card in the buy. Yeah.
Do you research away? There's only 2 cards down there, just the slay and the copper. Do you research away the silver to set aside those 2, or do you go ahead and research copper here?
You
Or do
can
you play the engineer first? Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can play the slay first, right, and research top deck the horse and have another horse on your mat. So that looks good.
Yeah.
That probably is better than researching the copper. But yeah, it's
So if it,
yeah. Go ahead.
well, is it time to start thinking about triumph? I was just going to count up the number of cards they can gain, which looks like 2 from engineer, 2 from slays, and 1 from their jester, which is 5. Is that good enough to start triumphing?
I think you wait. I think you wait another turn. It's you with this research play. You have a rather nice setup for the next turn, and you can buy something like a city and an engineer, or like maybe even steal double engineer, and next turn you're gonna get like a lot of cards.
Oh, I missed they had a Herald in their discard as well.
Oh,
But okay. How did that get there?
oh, it was a top deck apparently.
Oh,
It
it was
was
a
the
top
last.
deck,
Yeah,
not a copper.
yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, maybe here you get like a single slay. Don't trash your engineer and get another engineer in the city. But I think I like that. Maybe you go a bit greedy and get like two engineers. Probably
Yeah,
don't really need to do that.
I like that because with the setup they have, they probably can gain and play slays with the engineer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like that a lot.
And the thing is, they kind of really need to, if they're starting to triumph the next turn, they really need to consider that actually the piles are going to be really low, because Slay with the engineer plays, if they go for like at least one more engineer here, the Slay is going to be really low. And then if they like triple triumph, which probably what they want to do, estate's going to be at 5 only.
Hmm.
So the pile's going to be also, if they want this to be like a big triumph turn, they need to make sure it's really big, I think.
Yeah. I wonder if they could time it to where if they take a slay and an engineer here, they've got a. It seems like they have a medium chance of being able to double play the engineers to get out rid of all the slaves and then play their cities as plus buys as well.
Yeah, that's a
Might be
good
pretty weird.
consideration. I mean, you can't really set it up because of the nature of the Herald's draw, right?
Right, 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 right. Yep.
But
We'll see if Kayoshi's willing to touch slays.
and getting more slays is gonna be harder for Kayoshi. Just city and what?
I really like engineer. I hope they buy engineer.
Yeah, it should be that. I mean, if you are not sure you can draw this much, I mean, just maybe get a pawn, but it seems like pretty much worse to me. You definitely want this third buy by the end of your next turn, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Double city, okay.
Double city. Yeah, I agree. Engineer does open up a possible win. Um, Kiyoshi does not have enough gains to win here, but because they do not have any engineers.
Well, they also don't have any heralds. That's a bigger problem.
Yeah,
Well, now they
yeah,
definitely shouldn't lower the piles.
I agree. Um, I don't know what. I'm not entirely sure what they do here. They've got enough for Alliance and Triumph.
Yeah, but that's.
Completely ruin their deck, but
Well, the one good thing about it is that their deck is already ruined. So it's kind of like, you know, um maybe you want to try and do something like that, but then again, how do you end the game? you're gonna have a lot of points at the start, but then how do you end the game after that?
Right.
But Alliance Triumph. So Alliance is like 6 cards, right?
Yeah.
So 6 plus 2 horses. That's 8 plus a stay. Okay, City Journeyman. Yeah, I mean that makes sense, I guess. Now, obviously, if Cat of the Year's Jester hits City now, it's a GG, but it is likely to be a GG anyway. So
Um.
I mean, not this turn, right? But
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't seeing it this turn. Maybe by gaining pawns they can get enough buys, but I don't see it this turn. Still, I think Cat of the Year is going to score and put this game out of reach.
you probably want to play your horses before cities here. Just an off chance Jester hits the city. Oh, it's copper.
It's a good consideration. Yeah, I'd probably play the engineer to get 2 slays before triggering the shuffle, even though I don't think there's too much down there in the discard.
Oh, I don't think you get any more slays.
Oh, really?
Uh, I mean, I mean,
You
well,
can gain and play them.
you definitely want another pawn, right? Because you want this other buy. It's just, well, I guess Kayoshi doesn't really have like anything. They don't have like anything set up with a research or something like that. But lowering the getting more slays, like lowering a whole lot, and then Kayoshi can have set up the can hit the city, and then if they somehow have like the best draw of their deck is capable of, they can outscore them with the triumph and get like the rest of the sleigh. But so yeah, I don't think you want to lower the sleigh with the as Cat of the Year. It's kind of a safer play, and you still score the whole bunch.
That's fair. Yeah, they're definitely in a good position to play it safe. Shakalaki brings up a good point. If you pawn for card buy and then engineer for a pawn and anything, you can guarantee the Herald hit, but they've got plenty of draw, and they'll be able to play all their slays that they have.
Yeah.
I think Cat of the Year might be checking for wins here, and if they're not checking for wins, they're just trying to figure out how much they're willing to maximize their scoring at the risk of lowering piles.
Yeah, let's see what. I wonder if quadruple triumph is possible for them if they get for 2 pawns here.
You need 15 to do that.
Yeah.
They have 9, 10. If they do coin pie.
They also have a silver, right?
I think they trashed the silver to set up.
Oh, right.
Previous
Yeah,
turn.
you're correct. You're correct. Sure.
They could go pawn silver, which would not guarantee the Herald hit, but again, they have enough to draw. And if they went pawn silver and then coin on both pawns, and then 10, 11, 14,
Oh,
10, 11, 13, pardon me.
Pawn silver is only 3 buys though.
to that here.
All right, there is a card played.
Yeah, they definitely need to gain a pawn. Seems like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, no matter what you do, it should be a triple triumph this turn, and probably you play your engineer before.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
So you can guarantee drawing it without wasting those horses, drawing the pawn without
yeah,
wasting the horses.
yeah. So you can like top deck the 5 horses basically with the pawn. So if Cat of the Year wins this one, they're gonna be up 3-2, and yeah, can possibly finish the match by winning the next game or tying it. So
Yeah, after being down 2-0, that would be an impressive comeback.
yeah, indeed.
So it looks like they're going to go ahead and dig for the pawn. Oh no, surely they're not ignoring the pawn. Okay. No, they are. They are not going to triple triumph here.
Yeah, I think you can pretty much do, pretty much the same thing as far as the top decking a bunch of horses goes, but taking triple triumph is so much better than double triumph. So yeah, it doesn't make the whole lot of sense, to be honest.
Would you be concerned about the 5 dead hanging over, perhaps?
About what?
The 5 dead from triple triumphing and only having 10 coins.
It's whatever. Like, who cares? You still have an engineer, right? He didn't trash it, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, money is like the least important thing. Like, get double fool's gold. I don't know.
Yeah. That's a great point. Yep.
Uh, yeah, that's. I mean, that was a nice, interesting triumph board, but it went crazily lucky for Cat of the Year at the start of the game. It's not like
Yeah.
they played it bad, but they also got like really lucky. So yeah.
Yeah. And then those early turn Herald hits where they were dodging the coppers was incredible. It was very good.
Hmm.
All right, the sun is up here in the Americas, so time for game 6. All
Yeah.
right.
At my place is like about like what 4 o'clock or something. Yeah, and it's the same gray sky as it used to be when it was like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
It's terrible.
that was funny.
All right, so yeah, Kayoshi needs to win this one, otherwise that's his last game in this tournament. He does have a nice opening split. But Cat of the Year's opening split is better because he can buy the recruiter and then march the recruiter. Kayoshi can't really do that.
Hmm.
Mm,
Yeah, this definitely feels like scrap.
Yeah, he can, knowing he's gonna hit six, he can afford to get this engineer. I guess it's
Smart to play
okay.
engineer.
I I don't know. I would just get the recruiter. It's I mean, you can do
Yeah.
that, but
Hmm.
Puka would be pretty nice. So cat of the years having good draw again here because he was able to play his recruiter both turn two and turn three.
Hmm. And then outside shot of being able to play a turn forward as well. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So this board is a bit weird, right? Because there's the draw is kind of weak. Because well, when your coppers are gone, your puka is bad, and
Yeah, Nomad Camp is interesting because it also has the effect of not causing Cat of the Year to shuffle, which means they could have paid for March to play the recruiter again on turn four, um,
yeah,
and still
that's
been able to
that's a good
probably buy an extra
consideration.
piece. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Kayoshii gets a second recruiter. All right. I don't know. Honestly, I think I would get a puka before or like instead a second recruiter with some villagers being around. Puka is just amazing.
Hmm. All right, so there's a Puka game.
Yeah. Gets a silver. Um, I mean, silver. To be honest, I would just get a scrap. It looks like it's just simply better.
What are your scrap targets? What are you looking to scrap?
I don't care. I mean, if there are no targets, I mean, there is still like an estate or like a cursed gold, and then eventually this either whatever you take, like scrap or silver, it might become the recruiter food, but then other than that, scrap might be a bit more useful because I would imagine you want to start doing this scrap routine with killing the silver every turn and like getting a horse and a buy or something like that and the silver.
Hmm. Yeah, that would make sense to me.
So cat of the year can play his puka this turn.
Oh, with March? Yeah.
Yeah, apparently that's what they're going to do. Oh, just a scrap. Okay, so they decided they didn't want to trigger the shuffle, which is a little bit weird to me, to be honest.
It seems a little odd.
All right, Kayoshi probably wants to play engineer first. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter here. Well, in this case it does. Gets a count. All right. Interesting. And yeah, cut of the year can draw the deck here, so that's huge. Well, almost.
Almost.
Yeah.
Um, Does Count ever become the easy way to feed your Puka by gaining a copper pretty much every time you play it? Has the downside?
Yeah, that's a nice consideration. I mean, it's a little bit, feeding the idea of feeding the puka is a little bit weird because you will you ain't really gonna be you ain't really guarantee that you collide your puka with the well. Actually, count can also do that for you, right? Yeah, so that it might be good.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Trash 3 coppers there.
I think you kill the copper here with the recruiter and then scrap the cursed gold.
Yeah, I think it's tough for me, but I do think I would scrap the cursed gold here. Uh, I tend to hang on to that thing way too long, but to get that kind of cycle going of scrap into silver and horse and buy.
Yeah, and you can like top deck a nomad camp here and still have some money.
My only concern if I'm cat of the year is my pukas will stop drawing very shortly if I don't feed them somehow.
Yeah, that's also true. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there is this kind of board where gold is not a bad card, right?
Definitely not. I guess my pukas will be a pig, and so they'll draw one. But
Yeah, or you just recruited, and I don't know. So yeah, it's you definitely can do something with the as you pointed out with the count getting the copper, and you can even try and set up the next turn by top decking like Puka, and maybe maybe you get a second count. You top deck both, or like something ridiculous like that. But I'm not sure if it's all really worth it. Maybe it's just better to try and go for some kind of faster approach. Get some silvers, get a couple of golds, and just go for bronzes. This deck gonna fall apart eventually, but I mean, the other deck won't come along together for a long time. I don't think. And I like this gold for Kayoshi.
me too.
But anyway, that's a nicely drawn Puka. So actually, maybe keeping the cursed gold is fine. Just because trashing those curses is not a it's easy, right, with the recruiter. And at this point, you are happy to trash something with the recruiter.
So what is their last card here? Might be a farming village. Do they have 3? Or I think they have 3.
Don't they have another copper, or was it just two at the last turn?
I think it was just 2 last
Yeah,
turn.
yeah, you're right.
Okay. They do decide to trash the curse gold.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was a farming village. They had four. Okay.
and they went for a draw. I well, I guess it's fine. I guess you don't really need a like a plus buy, right? So it just doesn't really matter.
No, yeah, not with three money. You don't really need the plus buy.
Yeah, I think you want a nomad camp here with your engineer, and it looks like a wrong order to me.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because you don't really you don't really want to play this horse. You really want to scrap it the next turn.
Hmm. Well, they can engineer for a nomad camp and draw it with farming village, but they just kind of wasted a villager that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So and that will actually bring them up to 6. So that's good.
Hmm. Yeah, I like that. I definitely think that buying a gold is good.
All right. Dr. Stillhammer is correct here. We forgot about Way of the Peak, so you can.
Yeah. Okay, well, so did Cat of the Year, so I feel less bad.
Well, actually, apparently they have another plan. They wanted to trash the engineer. Well, that doesn't really change things, right? Yeah. This must be a gold, right?
It has to be. I mean, I would assume.
It's funny how they have 5 farming villages. Like, okay, that's a lot of farming villages.
Mm-hmm. Two silvers? Oh,
Silver
silver
engineer.
engineer.
So yeah, apparently they want to replace their engineer. All right. So Kayoshi still has 4 debt, which is like, are they gonna hit 5 if they want to?
Why would you go with five here?
Huh. That's rather tough. I don't know, to be honest. I mean, yeah, getting the getting up to 6 would have been so much better. On 5, I mean, I guess you might take the distant lands already, but uh, it it does not feel good. I mean, I can see that, but it does not really feel good.
Kiyoshi can province in the next turn if they would like.
Yeah, and I think they should, right? Just discard 2 and get the province.
Hmm.
Because it it doesn't feel like these decks are getting better with time.
No, no, it doesn't.
So yeah, probably should start green. In fact, if Cat of the Year gonna start, doing some wonky things here, maybe Kayosha has a chance in this game, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, the good thing about farming villages is they do ignore treasures, and so Cat of the Year's deck might be slightly more resistant to greening, um, but only slightly.
Yeah, but I mean, usually, usually you just draw all your green cards in the starting hand,
Right, of course. Yeah.
and then your farming will just trip over each other.
Um, all right, so because of the one debt, to get to 8, they would need to gain um, 3 coins.
Yeah, but it's still easy, right? With the scrap, you should probably scrap the horse for like a coin, silver, and the horse. But yeah, I kind of think it still would have been better for them if they had the gold.
Mm, that's nice. Get to top the course.
Yeah, that's good. Another farming village, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like what else do they do? Um, they could be considering taking another silver as insurance for when they trash a silver with a puka to continue drawing. But maybe, yeah, but other than that, I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, I think in any case, getting a farming village is better than getting a silver, just because you have the scrap, right? And you can turn this village into a silver if you really want it, and that will have some additional benefits.
Hmm, great point.
Gets rid of an engineer. I hope he will not rebuy it, because at this point, I'm not sure if it's worth it to get one.
I agree.
Maybe they go for like gold engineer now, but probably just the bronze at this point. So a recruiter is steadily becoming the not the best card on the of this deck.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I mean it's okay. You can still scrap it. You can still at this point it's probably you're not afraid of running out of actions anytime soon with this amount of villages. So you can just scrap your recruiter and the puka, and so they go for distant lands. Uh,
They
well,
go to they top deck a copper there. Kayoshi just top deck a copper instead of discarding a copper and a.
yeah, that looks like clearly a mistake to me. It should have been discarding 2 cards.
Yeah, okay. And then also they didn't. Oh, no, they did buy a province. Okay.
Yeah, I like this bronze there for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely, definitely. They do get their distance lands down.
It would be a nightmare if this, you know, if in this deck, then this lance is the last card of the deck, and you are trying to draw it with a farming village, but you can't. Well, actually, can you?
I think, yeah, I was looking at that. I think it
Uh,
says action, so it would draw, right?
yeah, 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 yeah. It will. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious though. You'd have to play the scrap something to get a horse, so you could draw your distant lands.
Right.
Finally.
Right.
Okay.
Well, one thing I'm gonna tell you, that's a lot of farming villages. That's like that's the
Yeah.
whole rural country or something. Will that be a couple of distant lands?
Do you think that's better than a province?
Well, I would. I mean, if you know you can set them on the map next turn. I guess it's better, right? It's I mean it's both. They're not polluting the deck, and also it's more points soon. So I guess so. If you, yeah, must be better.
Yeah. Yeah, with their top deck that they set up, I think I do like the two distant lands here.
Yeah, and also, yeah, you're not like extremely sad if you really need to play this Puka for to trash the silver. I mean, it's okay, whatever. You can print a bit more silvers. So they, hey, yeah, I missed that. So they've trashed their recruiter, which looks reasonable at this point.
Hmm.
Cat of the year definitely not being the fastest cat of the year.
Oh yeah, we have just hit the 3 hour mark for this game, or for this match, I should say.
Yeah,
But they decided to go with the province here. Oh, I'm not sure I love the. Man,
yeah,
just the two debt makes it tough. They don't have a ton of extra money.
yeah. That looks a bit weird to me. I mean, what are those engineers doing at this point, really?
Yeah, I don't know.
You can pick them, that's true.
They're basic cantrips. That cost 4. Well, that was good. That was really good.
Well, the problem is the next hand. They kind of triggered not the very best shuffle.
They don't really want to play the horse here, but I suppose they have to.
Oh, so here's Puka. That's really good for them.
Hmm. Okay, it looks like they have enough to scrap a silver and still buy a province if they would like.
Yeah. They can they can top deck a couple of nomad camps, and because of way of the pig, it should be okay. Maybe the advantage would be that maybe if they see Puka early, that should be good to play those nomad camps normally. Otherwise, they could be just pigs.
Yeah, that's an interesting play. It's definitely a high upside play, but I think it would probably feel risky for myself to do that one. Um, if I'm kind of the year with what I've built, I'm just kind of betting that I'm going to be able to draw my deck every turn, and so doing something like 2 nomad camps on top just feels uncomfortable.
Yeah, but why? You can just wave the pig them. You don't need
No,
to.
yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah. So that's basically there is no downside of putting them on top. I mean, the only downside is that you won't be really able to use them as for what they are, a silver.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Um, that's such an interesting point. And it helps because you're less likely to draw your provinces in your starting hands for your farming villages to ignore.
Yeah, that's a good point, I guess.
Um,
How much money you can get there? Well, at least like 12. So here is one. Do you see another one? So
I
yeah.
can imagine they're tending to draw it though.
Hmm?
I'm wondering if Cat of the Year is intending to draw the Nomad Camp.
Yeah,
The farming village.
I would get two of those now and draw one.
Okay.
Maybe you can even draw another one if you really want to with the scrap, but I just don't see the whole lot of point in doing that. They can't quite get up to 13, right?
No, with the two dead.
Yeah. Right, I completely forgot about the depth. So yeah, it should be just a bronze here, or well, they still make 10. So, I mean, probably double distant lens is still better, right? Nothing changed about that. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I agree. I think double distant lens is better.
Well, actually, wait a second. Maybe that's actually not better because Cut of the Year is now behind in points, and Kayoshii has this cursed gold, so they can bring curses even more down, and then the piles are basically. Do they have an engineer?
They have one engineer.
Oh yeah. So gains the copper. All right.
And defeat the Puka. Interesting.
I mean, not sure if I really like that. So I guess here you just piggy the engineer, yeah.
That's good. It's a good draw.
Oh, here you can pronounce Dachi.
Yeah. Top deck a copper this time.
Oh, just goes for bronze. Well, all right. Guess it's fine.
Maybe they didn't want to have that curse.
So here you, as cut of the year, like what are all the farming villages? There's like 10 cards and like 8 of them are not farming villages. That's funny. And yeah,
Yeah, I think you play a Nomad Camp as a pig. Scrap as a pig.
scrap. I would be playing engineer as pick probably.
Sure. Yeah. They do have 8 in hand. And they know they've got a ton of farming villages coming up.
Which don't make you a whole lot of money.
Very true.
So I won't. I mean, you might just stop here.
Yeah, if well, because I mean there are at least 5 farming villages in the next 8 cards, something like that. So I don't know.
I mean, the only upside of going further would be if you hope to get to 13.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if that's possible.
I don't think it's possible, and with the scrap being a pig, it's
Yeah.
hard to set up the puka too. Um, or yeah, I mean you're eventually going to dig to your horse, but then no real incentive to play it this turn. I don't know. I don't like playing on myself.
So what's down there? Aprons, right? Aprons,
Aprons.
Copper, like at least 3 farming villages or 4 probably,
And
and another silver, I think.
another silver, yep.
So yeah, they're not really going anywhere with playing more. But and also I think they really do need to get the bronze because in a very unlikely case that Kayoshi draws like really nicely, he can pile on the curses and get 2 engineers because
Um,
yeah,
yeah,
he would need to play his engineer to get 2 curses, then play his cursed gold for third curse, and then buy 2 engineers, and he would still be ahead.
yeah. The only thing is, I don't believe Kayoshi can increase hand size, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So they would have to have the perfect 5 cards, which is a curse gold, an engineer, and then a copper. If they don't province, yeah, that's easy enough to do. Curse gold, engineer, and
and
count
yeah,
will win the game. Even if cat of the year provinces, no, they would need to be able to get another estate. Oh, and they have to have nomad camp for plus buy.
yeah.
So it's possible. It's going to be tough for Kayoshi, but definitely possible.
Yeah, I mean their deck is not like obnoxious or anything. It's only 10 cards to see, and not all of them are terrible, and some of them are skippable with the farming village. So it is possible.
Okay.
Estate. Okay. Oh, maybe they were thinking about this pile out scenario. Oh, hey, is this the first time farming village discarded a province this game? Oh, by the way, would you look at? Okay, never mind, never mind. He didn't draw. He didn't quite draw the what you call it.
Tiger's goal.
Yeah,
Yep. Close. 2-4. Oh no.
yeah,
Don't have enough for a province here. Not that they necessarily want to buy it anyway.
yeah. That's true. Why they probably shouldn't.
Would this be duchy double estate? That'd be the most points they could get.
I don't think they really want the states. Uh, maybe just top deck the nomad camp, get the dashi.
Yeah. If they don't draw, if Kiyoshi does not draw next turn, and the count's in the discount, he does have a 3 cost duchy,
Yeah,
which is kind of interesting.
that's a good consideration. But well, I guess he wants to draw.
Probably. I'm not entirely sure what's in the last 5 cards except for the cursed gold.
Yeah, me neither, to be honest. Probably has a bit more farming villages. Probably like he has. It's not like Cat of the Year has 9, right?
That's true. Yeah.
It
I think
is.
it was a 7-3 split, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, I top deck the Nomad Camp here over discarding 2 provinces.
water.
Oh, they gain a copper. Okay. Did you see that?
So they ended up doing.
They gained a copper instead of discarding 2 provinces and a duchy.
Oh, that. Why?
I don't know.
Yeah, gaining a copper doesn't make the whole lot of sense, right?
No.
But look at that. That was such a actually. That was such a bad bottom deck for them, right?
It was. It would have been interesting though if they had if they had top decked the Nomad camp, they'd have a guaranteed 8 here.
Yeah, that's true.
As it is now, it's a little uncomfortable. Cat of the Year was able to line up the puka and the copper.
Oh, hey.
That's excellent planning ahead. 2 turns later.
All right. It's interesting that actually Cat of the Year's position now is a bit weird. Because obviously they can't buy bronze. And I mean, what do they try? I mean, yeah, I guess they can like double duchy. For the same reasons as before, they can't really go for distant lands. They need to stay ahead in points.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Kayoshii decided that the copper is good because he needs something to trash with his recruiter. But
That's fair.
I don't know. I don't think it's you really need that.
No, that is a fair point though.
It's funny how having all the farming villages, you still end up with your provinces in hand. It's just inevitable.
Yeah, so it looks like it's not possible for Cat of the Year to hit 10. Well, they could consider playing the engineer as a pig, and then they might be able to draw on, or the scrap as a pig, and they might be able to draw on.
Well, I think you just draw on until you hit 10, basically. You just keep this nomad camp and... I mean, not getting up to 10 is... actually, it can be pretty sad, right?
It's pretty tough for them to get up to 10. I think they have 1 more nomad camp and 1 more silver, which is 10 exactly. But that requires a decent amount of drawing.
Well, as we know, the rest of their deck is farming villages, so...
True. That is true.
Yeah, probably I would expect them to draw to up to 10 if they just piggy the scrap and or engineer.
Definitely giving plenty of time to think about it.
Oh yeah.
These the championship matches are slotted for 4 hours, right? That's the default time on them.
I think there was the record of 5.5 hours or something of a league
wow.
of a league match.
Oh, that was a league match?
Yeah. Oh my God, who was it? Was it E Honda and or Psychomatic? I don't remember, but it was, maybe it was a Nerdbound actually. Whatever, don't remember. Ihon the Nerd Bound. Yeah, yes. Okay, so Cut of the Year only draws 8. But they didn't.
Okay, that's interesting.
Okay, yeah, I
I didn't
guess.
know that combo. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's better than just buying a dashi. But wait a second. Is that?
Is that the perfect hand? Um, Engineer for 2 curses, curse gold for the last curse. No, they need plus buy.
Yeah, and also they need points. So no. This.
Well, the count can get. Oh no, yeah, it's just a duchy, but that would.
Yeah.
No, not quite the perfect 5 card hand. But I would strongly consider top decking the recruit. No, you can't. Because if you're planning on playing the cursed gold, then you're and buying a province, then the next province would win.
Yeah.
It's
No.
tight.
No matter what you do, you don't buy the bronze here. I don't think. Does he have a curse? No, he does not.
No, not right now. Well, what would you think about playing the count, top decking the recruiter, playing the engineer, taking 2 estates? Oh, sorry, I should finish off the count. Playing the count, top decking the recruiter, +3, engineer for 2 estates, and then playing your gold and cursed gold for a 7 point advantage. Is that good enough?
I don't know. I mean, I, I've lost your exact train of thought a bit after right after they played the engineer as a pick, so they
Fair
definitely
enough,
can
fair
do
enough.
that now. But that can double Dachi.
Yeah, safely. Whew.
Can that double Dachi without playing the cursed gold? Yeah.
Hmm. They can duchy province without playing with playing the curse gold.
Oh hey, right. And you know what? Dachi bronze looks good, right?
It loses to duchy province, but I don't think out of the year is capable of duchy provincing.
Yeah, they can't really do that. I mean, maybe on the like super great draw they can. Maybe that's the maximum their deck can achieve if they. But that would require like everything lining up together. All of every farming village discarding like at least 3 provinces.
Hmm. Well, could they province distant land? No. Yeah.
I mean, at this point, distant lands is less. I think yeah. So you can yeah,
Um,
top deck the
yeah.
recruiter, get Dachi and the province, and I mean that's really good, right?
Yeah. Yeah. If they top deck the recruiter, they are guaranteed to draw their copper in the next 7 cards, so they have a safe trash target, which I'm planning ahead for.
Yeah, that's also true. I mean, at that point, their best trash target would be their freshly gained curse, but they have 2 recruiters, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and also they can always play it as a piggy.
Um,
So to be honest, I'm not quite sure what are the other considerations there. They
they're
can,
probably bouncing back and forth between duchy, province, and double duchy, I would have to imagine. Oh no. Oh, why?
yeah, that is like,
Okay. So now they're looking at double duchy.
yeah, or like putting the distant lands on the mat, which is also something you can do. But yeah, it kind of felt that there had like a really really good option of getting the bronze dashi there.
Yeah, I agree.
Uh,
Um,
Look at those farming villages though.
yeah,
Look at them go.
I don't think out of the year can get up to province duchy.
Well, if they could, this turn would start like that, But yeah, I don't think it's quite enough. Well, actually, what if they top deck a couple of nomad camps there with the engineer, and then keep discarding the green cards? I kind of like playing the engineer before the puka. If you ever want to play it at all, not as a pig.
My guess is that cat of the year is trying to hit 8 with 2 buys for distance lands March. And I think that's where this game is headed. A little bit back and forth with that.
Well, yeah, looks like that. But
Just in land snatching instead of duchy dancing.
yeah, he has 8 now. But
Yeah.
Kayoshi would probably need to just buy a dashi,
Mm-hmm.
which is a bit sad. But I mean, but oh my god, does this game take a lot of time?
um, yeah, and I think Kayoshi is slightly favored right now, so we could have a 7th game.
Yeah.
Man, if you're putting this on YouTube, I feel sorry for how long it's going to take to, load in there.
No,
Process.
it's not it's not it does not require a whole lot of time from me.
Oh, nice. That's true. You can just set it and forget it.
Yeah, it's not it's not like I'm turning the handle every single minute of that uploading.
Darn, do they think they had? Oh, I think they thought they might have had a win. I don't see it.
States.
It's got to be distant land march. Whoa. Okay.
God damn it.
Oh. Oh, wow.
All right.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Dang. Okay, I missed that. That was really good.
That was good. And yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed as a
I,
commentator. That was so good.
I definitely didn't see that. So very nicely played of Cat of the Year, the sand game.
Yeah. Yeah, so Cat of the Year wins it. Continuing their streak of upsets after upsetting E Honda and Chashu in the last round. They get to play Naismith, or Naismith 99, in the quarterfinals. So, well done to them. Well played by both players. That was a good game. Good match.
All right, right. So yeah, congrats and well fought for Kayoshi. It felt definitely like he was a bit less lucky in some of those games, but definitely played very well as well. All right,
All right.
so yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Thank you, ZWade, for you know, commentating that.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks for having me. And yeah, have a good one.
Yeah, see you around.